What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So in this series I am basically doing dungeons that I've been doing for years, but instead of showing you what I received from like 100 runs, I'm taking you guys through the entire dungeon, how I farm it, my routes, some tips and tricks if they are, like if there's any, and then I also talk about what you could, like why you should farm the dungeon, like what could you possibly get, because that's not something that I would normally talk about. I would just show you what I did receive, but I'm just touching like a couple of items that you could possibly well, that I did get, but there's a ton of them that I didn't get, right? So that's what we're talking about, because there's constantly people that have asked me like, Student, why are you doing this dungeon? Why are you doing that dungeon? What are you hoping to get? Or what is the best item? And there's also, when I started doing this series, it was accepted nicely by you guys watching my videos, because even though I've done a lot of these in the past, there's some people who just likes to be reminded or updated, but there's also a lot of people who haven't been watching me for years, so they have no clue why I would do something like BRD that we're going to look at today. So we're starting off the video by me showing you guys the route that I take, because in BRD, there's a lot of ways you can farm it. So I'm not saying that my way is the best way. It's just the way that I prefer to farm it. And I've done like a bunch of different routes. And the one that I'm doing right now is the one that I got the most mob skills per run or per minute. If you must, is like the most efficient one that I enjoy doing. So before we do the run, I do want to mention that you guys can still get this 0 to 10 million gold guide. Basically helps you guys to go from 0 gold to 10 million gold, and how I've done that on multiple realms, making many gold caps. And if you guys have already bought that, or you don't care about that, I did make a new book, and that's on the new, can you even say game or expansion? But they are releasing Classic TBC. So I've been spending a lot of time making a complete gold guide for Classic TBC, if that interests you. The book is already 80 pages long, and when you buy it, if you buy it, you will receive every single update that I do to the book for free, similar to the 0 to 10 million gold guide. But enough of that, it is time to do the run. So I'm just going to do a fast run. I'm not even going to loot. The whole point is just to show you guys how I run it. So I clear this courtyard thingy, the blocks, and then I go like this, take this route. But I don't run the full circle around this prison area. I just go for the boss. And you definitely want to do it on a tune that has mining, so you can mine the dark iron, because they can also give you Blood of the Mountain when you do it. And sadly, some dungeons, ever since patch, 905, some mobs have been bugged and they evade and so on in some dungeons, like BRD, Dire Mole. So that's kind of annoying. But I go this far just because these two packs are so close to where I'm going. And that is to kill this boss, and the density is so good right here. So I go and I kill all of these guys. And BRD is the only dungeon that my speed set through it, like, I can't clear the entire dungeon in 6 minutes. So it's impossible for me to do full clears, and 10 of them in an hour. I can't. Then sometimes, depends on how fast I've been on the previous runs, I will go and kill these packs. But normally, after coming out of this room, I just go directly towards Lord Rockcore. So kill these guys right here. I never enter the Ring of Law, never. So I'll go past that. Kill these packs right here. If you have skinning, you can also skin the dogs, but you gotta check the prices on the letter to see if that's even worth it. But mining, it's great in this dungeon. Melt it into to the bars of dark iron ore, and hopefully get some blood, so you're gonna be good. So killing all of these. And this is, as I said in the beginning, this is just one way of doing it. There's so many different routes that people are taking. And right now, I'm going to go through this garrison door, and I'm not going to click the cogwheel thingy. If you click this lock, you won't be able to do the route that I'm doing. Even though, once again, some people do that route of the dungeon and run it completely different than I am. But I clear these guys around the table right here. Not all of them. I don't go inside this way. That's locked unless you you click on the cogwheel. And then you definitely want to pull all of these mobs. There's so many mobs, so you got to make sure that you pull all of them. I don't spend the time on killing these mobs until I've gathered them all up, but I do pull every single guy. And then we're gonna kill this boss right here. I think you just, like, the mobs are gonna be pretty much gathered right now, the audience that we just pulled, so make sure you end these guys like this. The AoE cap is super annoying, but there you go. And then the fire elementals in this area, it's not a problem because when you kill them, you can loot one, and it's going to AoE loot the other one. But further down on the boss, which I will show you guys, it's kind of annoying. So kill these guys right here. Make sure you go into these 2 rooms. If you have a speed set, you should have enough time to go in and clear these mobs. Right here. So we're going to approach yet another different tactic. Some people right here, if they don't have a fast set, they're just going to jump down to the boss right here and then just leave throughout the dungeon. Like, they're going to just keep on running here and leave the dungeon. I'm relatively fast. I don't go in and kill the boss and open up the coffins, though, normally. But I will go down this path right here. Basically because some of these mobs can drop you the ore, the dark iron ore, and there's always going to be one deposit up. So I always kill these guys. If you don't have a super fast speed set on a tune, you can jump down to that boss in the middle. So make sure you kill all of these. Every single one of them. But right down here, it can be annoying. This pack, not a big issue, but these guys, I usually kill them and loot one side. And I kill them only to gain movement speed, because when I kill stuff, I gain movement speed from bear to tar. But like going back and forth, like walking in snake pattern to loot them, slows me down drastically. So we usually just kill them to gain movement speed. And this part of the dungeon is fun. Really good density of mobs right here. So once again, make sure you mine all the veins. And this is pretty straightforward. You definitely want to go zigzag on these guys, because there's so many mobs. Kill these. All of them. We take the left side on the way back. And there's always going to be a deposit. It's either on the right side or on the left side right here. But there will always be a deposit, a dark iron deposit. Then we just kill the boss. Obviously mine if you do have mining. And clear the right side. And you can pretty much just go out, reset, and you're good to go again. Now I realize that I spent more than 6 minutes right now. But that was with the intro of the video. And also explaining to you guys. But normally, when I'm focused, I can easily do it in 6 minutes. And the cool thing about this dungeon, when you leave this gate, there's an NPC where you can repair and also vendor all the trash at this guy right here. So you just jump out and then you reset the dungeon and you go back in and you're good to go. So like this, reset dungeon, and then you head back in. But now is the question, like, why should you farm BRD? I did mention some of it in the beginning of the video where I said, like, the mining, because obviously you got to do, like, molten core, which is really good for dark iron and the bloods. But in this one, you can combine decent transmog as well with the dark iron. So doing it with a tune on that has mining makes sense, and I always make sure that I do it on a mining tune. Besides from that, it's similar to some dungeons in the same level range, like LBRS, for instance, where you want to get the world drop epic items like the Cloudkeeper legs, the famous Skull Flame shield. You have Destiny, and you also have blue items like Orb of Deception dropping from this dungeon. And then you have the green sets. There's some of them with decent sell rate. We're talking like Overlord set, the Ebon Hold, the Imbued Plate set. We have a Albatroz set, and then a bunch of headpieces and so on that are good in this world drop loot table in this level range. But there's a bunch of BRD specific blue items. Now, all of these items that I just mentioned in these sets is going to be linked down below in the description. But the list is long, so I'm putting it down there. But you definitely want to keep your eyes open for the Spire of the Stone Shaper. It's a staff. And then also other weapons like the Rib Splitter and then Doomforged Straight Edge. Definitely those are really good. But there is a decent amount of armor pieces too that can sell for a lot. And some of them are kind of harder to obtain as well. There's some more usual ones like the Funeral Pyre Vestment or the Judge's Gavel, which is another weapon. And I used to sell those for a fortune back in the days. But now, transmog farming is more and more popular, and the supply is higher than the demand, so the prices on those items, it's not the best. But BRD is definitely a dungeon that you guys should look into doing, add to your rotation of dungeons to do. But that was pretty much it for this video. So if you guys still like this series and you want me to keep on going, then make sure to press that thumbs up, the like button on this video, and it really helps out me and my channel, and I would appreciate it a ton. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see all of you guys back in on tomorrow's video. Until then, bye-bye.